Do you notice how quiet things get when someone brings up the word death? Especially among older adults. It's like everyone freezes. No one wants to talk about it. Not the children, not the neighbors, and sometimes not even you. But what if this silence is doing more harm than good? What if avoiding the conversation is exactly what makes the end of life more painful, more confusing, and less peaceful? Not just for you, but for everyone you love. In this video, we're going to talk about one of the hardest things to say out loud, facing death before it arrives, and why doing so can actually lead to a healthier, calmer, and even longer life. You might feel uncomfortable. You might want to click away. But if you stay, you'll discover that this one taboo might be the very thing that sets you free. Sign 1. You never plan for the end, so the fear never leaves. Imagine two seniors, both 78 years old. Both have lived full lives, but only one of them sleeps peacefully at night. Her name is Evelyn. She's written a will, talked to her children about what she wants, and even picked out the music for her memorial. Not because she wants to die, but because she wants to live the rest of her days with peace of mind. Then there's Harold. He avoids the topic like a disease. He changes the subject every time his kids bring it up. He hasn't made a single plan. He says, "I'll deal with it when the time comes." But deep down, the fear never leaves him. It lingers, quietly. What researchers found is this. When older adults talk openly about death, their brain and body relax. Their stress levels go down. Their heart rate stabilizes. They become less afraid, not more. Because when the unknown becomes spoken, it becomes manageable. You don't have to have all the answers, but avoiding the questions, that's what robs you of peace. Talking about death doesn't make it come faster. It makes you live better.
Sign 2. You feel guilty bringing it up, so no one knows what you really want. Picture this. Martha is 81. She's been feeling more tired lately. She wants to tell her daughter that she doesn't want aggressive treatments if things get worse, but every time she tries, her daughter says, "Don't say that, Mom. You're not dying. You're fine." So Martha stays quiet. But that silence comes at a cost. Her daughter is left guessing. Doctors are unsure. And Martha's left wondering, will anyone honor my wishes? This is more common than you think. Studies show that over 60% of seniors have preferences about end-of-life care, but only 1 in 5 have actually told someone. Why? Because they're afraid of upsetting people. Because they think it's too heavy. Because they were raised to be strong and not talk about dying. But here's the truth. When you speak up, you're not being dramatic. You're being courageous. You're giving your family a gift, the clarity and confidence to honor your life the way you want it. It doesn't make you a burden. It makes you a guide, a voice of wisdom in a moment when they'll need it most. Sign 3. You avoid talking about death, but it affects your body. Let's talk science for a moment. In a landmark study published in the Journal of Gerontology, researchers found that seniors who avoid conversations about death experience higher levels of chronic stress, the kind that doesn't go away. This stress can weaken your immune system, raise your blood pressure, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Let that sink in. By staying silent, your body is carrying a weight your heart was never meant to hold. Think about George, 76. He avoids the topic of death like it's cursed. He jokes, he deflects, he pretends he'll live forever. But lately, he's felt more anxious. He wakes up at 3 a.m., his chest tight, thoughts racing. He tells his doctor, "I think I'm just stressed." But the real cause is unspoken fear. And the remedy? It's not always medicine. Sometimes it's a conversation. Just speaking aloud your fears, your hopes, your what-ifs. It releases something inside. It tells your body, I'm not running from this anymore. And your body listens.
Sign 4. You haven't written anything down, and that leaves a dangerous gap. Let's imagine two paths. Eleanor, 79, wrote down her wishes 2 years ago. She sat with her son, talked through her hopes, no heroic treatments, comfort-focused care, favorite music playing if the time came. She even picked the blanket she wanted to be wrapped in. It wasn't morbid. It was loving, clear, brave. So when her health declined suddenly, no one panicked. Her son didn't wonder, what would she want? He already knew. Compare that to Harold, also 79. He never wrote anything, said he wasn't ready or didn't want to think about it. So when he landed in the hospital unconscious, his family was torn apart by decisions. One sibling wanted to keep fighting. The other said, let him go. And Harold? He never got a say. Silence doesn't protect your dignity. Clarity does. A simple document, a living will, an advance directive, can protect everything you care about. It's not just legal. It's emotional armor for the people you love. Sign 5. You're waiting for the right moment, but it may never come. Here's a quiet truth. There's no perfect moment to talk about death. Not during dinner, not at the doctor's office, not maybe next week. That moment you keep waiting for, it often never arrives. Instead, we get emergencies, ambulances, beeping monitors, time running out. And by then, it's too late for calm words and gentle explanations. But here's the twist. The best time to talk about death is when you're still living well. When your voice is strong, your mind is clear, your spirit is steady. Because those are the conversations your family will remember. Not the panic, not the guessing. Just a quiet moment when you said, "This is what matters to me. If I can't speak, let this speak for me." Sign 6. You fear being a burden, but silence can hurt more. So many seniors say, I don't want to be a burden. And that's noble. It shows love, thoughtfulness, humility. But not speaking about your death, not preparing anything, not sharing your wishes, that becomes a burden. Not on you, but on the ones you love most. They're left wondering, carrying guilt, asking themselves, did I do the right thing? Was this what they would have wanted? Silence is heavy, but truth lifts that weight. By opening the conversation, you're not causing pain. You're protecting them from it. You're not being selfish. You're being generous.
Sign 7. You think it's too late, but it never is. Maybe you're already in your 80s. Maybe your health is fragile. Maybe you've avoided this topic for decades. And now, a small voice inside says, what's the point of talking about it now? But here's the truth. It is never too late to talk about the ending. Even if you only have 1 year left, or 1 month, or 1 week, that one conversation could change everything. You can still say, no machines. I want peace. I'd like to die at home. I want music playing and someone holding my hand. Or even just, I love you. I'm not afraid anymore. You are still in control of how your story ends, and it's never too late to speak it out loud. So, what does all this mean? Talking about death doesn't make it come faster. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing peace over panic, clarity over confusion, love over silence. And most of all, it means protecting the people you care about even after you're gone. So please, Don't wait. Don't assume they know. And don't let fear write the final chapter for you. You still hold the pen. If you've made it this far, you already know this message matters. Now, take the first step. Leave a comment below if you've ever struggled with this conversation. Share one sentence you'd want your family to hear before it's too late. And if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. You never know whose heart you'll touch just by opening your own. Until next time, take care of your voice, because it still matters.